Welcome in! I am just so incredibly glad you've carved out a few minutes to pause and join me today for this explainer. Today is day 17 of our After the Hurt healing journey, and our focus today is it's something truly beautiful, but also deeply, deeply practical. We're doing a safe space audit. So if you're a parent, a teacher, a ministry leader, or honestly just someone who influences young people in any capacity, this is absolutely for you. So let's just take a collective deep breath, settle in, and gently look at the environments we're cultivating for the kids in our lives. Children don't just listen to what we say, they feel the atmosphere we create. Just let that sink in for a second. Kids are so incredibly intuitive, right? They pick up on our tone of voice, they read our facial expressions. They can walk into a room and instantly feel whether the space is heavy and tense or if it's light and peaceful. They aren't just downloading our words, they are completely absorbing our energy.
Okay, let's dive right into this. The atmosphere we create. What exactly are kids noticing when they walk into our spaces? Are they feeling welcomed? Can they make a mistake and still know without a doubt that they're loved?
That brings us to defining the 4 S's. This is really the core framework of what every single child needs to feel truly safe.
So the first S is seen. This means the child feels truly noticed, not invisible. And think about just how foundational this really is, because before a kid can learn or rest or connect with you, they just simply need to know that the adults in the room actually see them, that their presence actually matters. They're constantly, silently asking, "Are you present? And am I safe to mess up here?" And our answers to those unspoken questions literally form their reality.
So the crucial point here is our second S, safe. And we're going way beyond just physical safety here. This means the child doesn't feel constantly afraid, threatened, or shamed. True emotional safety requires the absolute absence of fear and shame. It's that deep assurance that they're not going to be suddenly snapped at or made fun of, just for, being a kid.
Now our third S is soothed. And let's be honest, life is super overwhelming for kids. They have these massive feelings trapped inside these tiny little bodies. A soothed environment acts as a peaceful anchor for them. So when a child gets dysregulated or upset, maybe over a broken crayon or stepping on a rogue Lego or just a sudden change in plans, the physical space and the adults in it offer this calming presence where they can just catch their breath and find their center again. And finally, the last S brings the whole thing together: secure. When a kid feels seen, safe, and soothed, they become secure. They develop this deep, unwavering inner voice that says, "I belong here, I am valued here, I am not a burden here." And that right there is the foundation that allows any child to absolutely thrive. Section 3, the safe space audit. Let's talk about putting this into practice. Whether you are an exhausted parent, an overworked teacher, or just a really busy ministry leader, listen to me. This is not an exercise in finding everything you're doing wrong, okay? No guilt here. This is a gentle, empowering way to invite a little more peace into your spaces. The process is super straightforward. Sometime today, just walk through your physical space. It could be your living room, your classroom, a community hall, whatever. And as you walk, just ask yourself, where does a child feel the 4 S's in here? And then you're just going to jot down an improvement.
And look at this giant number on the screen. 1. Your goal is literally just one thing. Not 10 things. We are not making a massive, overwhelming checklist to fix everything today. We are looking for exactly one intentional adjustment. That's it.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is just how simple these adjustments can be. Maybe your one thing is creating a little quiet corner for reading. Or maybe it's just making a mental note to lower your tone of voice when you're correcting a behavior. It could be as easy as greeting the kids more warmly when they walk in, or finally clearing away that huge pile of visual clutter on the counter that you've been putting off. Or maybe it's just deciding to listen a few seconds longer before jumping in with a fix. It's crazy, but these incredibly small changes, they create such deep safety.
Section 4, grace over shame. We are prioritizing awareness over judgment. Okay, I want this to be a huge sigh of relief for all the tired adults watching this right now. Let's be really honest with ourselves. Most of the time, our environments don't become tense or unsafe because we don't care or because we have some sort of malicious intent. Not at all. They slip into feeling unsafe simply because we are tired, we're distracted, we're stressed, rushed, or just totally overwhelmed. It is born of pure exhaustion, not a lack of love. So I need you to release any guilt right now. Shake it off. We're just asking, hey, what kind of atmosphere am I helping to create so that we can gently, lovingly course correct? And when we do this,
we're actually reflecting the heart of Jesus. Just look at this verse from Mark. Let the little children come to me, and do not hinder them. It reminds us exactly how he interacted with kids. He valued them. He made actual physical and emotional room for them. He never treated a child like an interruption, and he never pushed them away. He showed us that kids matter deeply. And the beautiful thing is, we get to model that exact same welcoming love in our very own spaces.
So I'm going to leave you with this daily reflection right here. What is one small change that can make my environment feel safer today? Because remember, long after a child forgets the specific words we said to them today, they will absolutely remember how our space has made them feel. What kind of atmosphere do you want yours to be remembered for? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and honestly, thank you for doing the beautiful, hard work of making room. I'll see you next time.